you rise to the class.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'd like to thank everybody for attending the regular scheduled council meeting for February 22nd of 2024. I'd like to call to order this meeting. This meeting has been properly advertised and posted in accordance with Public Law 75, Chapter 231. May I have a roll call?
Mayor Geppetti here, Antonisi here, Clark here, Steve Dash will not be here, Galloway here, Heist here, Hesse,
Here.
Timbers,
Here.
Councilman Wright will not be here, Ritchie.
Here. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from February 8th? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, anybody here from the public like to comment on any agenda items? Step on up, sir. State your name.
That's resolution.
Yeah, resolution.
Yes.
Benjamin Ridley, 2015, I just, resolution 24, tennis courts and pickleball. I've got a meeting with it, voted down one time. Meeting at the community hall, voted down as far as money was going to be spent.
That's something.
Is something different?
Yes,
All right.
it's a,
Are we doing
we're
tennis
going
courts and pickleball or
yeah,
something?
we're going for a recreation grant,
Okay.
so
Good,
that's
perfect.
just a submit to that, and whatever is deficient, you have money set aside to do that.
Sounds
But
good.
it doesn't
Tennis
come
and-
out of the whole rec.
Okay, is it tennis court and
Yeah,
pickleball?
3 pickleballs and 1 tennis.
I haven't played yet. Play rugby next week.
Anyone else from the public have any other questions related to the agenda items? Go once, twice. Mayor, floor is yours for your report.
I actually only have one thing. I just wanted to remind everybody that Cedar Creek, if you've been to many high schools, I'm sure, throughout your time on this earth, and they all have a wall.
I would say, yeah, that was on radio, that's it.
Okay. So Cedar Creek does not have one, so they are building one, and it's outside. It's called the Lloyd Wimber Memorial Wall of Fame. So it's, if you have been out to Cedar Creek and you've seen it, it looks really nice. It's a little different. And that will be for all the alumni of Cedar Creek who have done great things, obviously. So you have the opportunity now, or your business, or as a council person or your family name, to buy a brick. The bricks start at $100, just kind of like we did at the Historical Society. If you look, there's a whole bunch of names that people supported. So if you would like to do that, you can go on the Greater Egg Harbor Regional High School District to Cedar Creek, scroll down and hit Wall of Fame, and you can pay for it right online. I will try to get it on the Egg Harbor City Facebook page, which it was on there a long time ago, but we're headed towards next week, or actually March 6th, we're going to vote the first person or team or whoever the committee decides to the wall. So there's more information to come on that, but it would be nice if the community could go out and, families that live in Egg Harbor can support that effort for future inductees. That's pretty much all I have.
All right, thank you, Mayor. We'll move into committee chair reports. Finance and redevelopment, I have nothing to do. Probably over the next couple of weeks, I'll be looking to set up a finance meeting to address some things that were brought to attention. Code enforcement, we have a code enforcement meeting tomorrow. They had some things that we had discussed that I need answers for to help them and give them the needs to do their jobs better and more efficiently. And then personnel and ethics, I have nothing. So safety, Councilman Dash is not present. He had nothing to report. So Councilwoman Heist for Public Works and Highway.
Yeah, Public Works, I have a report. 13 days were spent cleaning storm drains this year. We've had 4 basins dug up and repaired. All the trucks have been power washed and waxed. Frame maintenance has been performed on those trucks. Fencing at the lake has been repaired. The split rail fencing on the bridges, the two bridges where the dam is, and then the second smaller one, somebody went out, kicked the split rail out and broke it, so, Keith went out, had the guys go out there and fix that. Ballards on the bridge at the community school have been fixed. They spent 4 days of brush removal. They've made a list of missing street signs for an upcoming order. And the new truck that was purchased was picked up by Keith in Pennsylvania and dropped off to be fitted for a plow and lights. And they're also starting to take bids for a pole barn, is that what you said?
We're gonna start reaching out to people now that we made the decision on the Deer Street property.
Okay, now that the Deer Street property is going up for auction, then we're gonna go out for bids for a pole barn. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Anthony, private parks playground.
Property parks and playgrounds, we met Tuesday, the 13th last week. We went over a bunch of things. I'll just kind of do a brief overview of them. We discussed the upcoming campground meeting with Dave, who leases the campground from us from Pomona RV Park. I reached out to him. He would like us to meet in April. That's his preferred time. So we're gonna schedule to have a preseason meeting with him and some other key players involved in the league at that time. So I'll be in touch about a date that works best for everybody. He did say that he purchased and made new brochures for the campground that he's going to be sending out to surrounding communities. And he's working on making ADA compliant decking for around their store building. And he was looking for an architect to help him with that. So we're giving him some contacts to assist with that, to get that done for his capital improvement projects. He was asked about previous capital improvement projects. We don't have any updates on those at this time. He's gonna get back to me. We discussed Square for electronic payments at the league this summer. Jody is working on getting all of that together and all the information, and that looks like that's gonna be what we're gonna move forward with, so that we have a way to have electronic payments out there. We discussed the casting of Peace Pilgrim. For those that don't know, she was damaged, she needs to be fixed. Nanette reached out to me this week, and I'm sure she'll report on the grant that she found about trying to take care of her and get her casted correctly so that she's back in her glory. And then Keith reached out to me. Keith and the Department of Public Works, they've been doing a lot of work out at Frank Kern Field with upgrades. They've repaired broken windows, rotted wood, benches, dugouts. They've done painting. They have a little bit left to do with the bleachers and overgrowth at the edge of the leak over there, but they've been doing a lot of work out of there, and we really appreciate that. In addition to that, they're gonna start leaf cleanup out at the leak, on the lake side, to get ready for the summer season, which is gonna be here before we know it. That was everything.
All right, I have one issue with what you reported on. I would highly suggest that he meets with you in March. Meeting in April is way too close to the start of the camping season at the lake for him to address any issues that if minor or major, to get them taken care of and abated before season opens.
Yeah, that was his concern, is that he won't be back.
If we can do a
Which
Zoom
I can
meeting,
try to push for, but
if we can do a Zoom meeting or something, I personally feel April is unacceptable, just because of the time frame to fix and take care of whatever he needs to take care of. So moving on, Councilman Wright's down here for utility. Oh, you have anything for school board? I'm sorry.
no, school board had a meeting last week, but I don't have anything to report on.
Okay. Councilwoman Clark, license of ordinance.
The ordinance committee, we had a meeting, this past Tuesday, the 20th. We discussed some, changes to the noise ordinance, the property maintenance, the littering, and also, some of the ordinances, applying to the lake. So hopefully our next meeting, we will be putting those up for presentation to the public.
Anything else? No. Thank you. Councilman Timbers, land use and Aaron Hayden.
Aaron Hafen, there was a meeting scheduled for February the 19th. However, it was canceled. The next meeting will be, March the 18th. And we'll get the roundhouse, as far as land use.
Thank you. Meg, anything for Jeff?
No.
All right, Councilwoman Hennessy, anything for Rotary?
No, there isn't anything for Rotary, thank you.
Councilwoman Galloway, Sustainable?
Yeah, I have several things. First off, the Green Team's planning an Arbor Day celebration, which will be April 26th. We're going to do it at East Pilgrim Park, 3 to 6 p.m. We're going to have some free trees to give away to people for their backyards. We're going to have a photo contest that Brenda Ruth is leading that charge on that. And we're asking middle and high school students to submit photos on our website. And we're going to give away some cash prizes and ribbons and so forth. We'll have some vendors. We're looking for a food truck, and we'll have a spin the wheel game with horticulture video. Questions. I lost the word I was looking for. And what else I have here? Atlantic City Electric is currently doing their tree program. You just sign up on the KC Electric website, Energy Saving Trees, and they send you a tree in a box. It's a big tree. It's not one of those little ones. Really hard. In fact, one of the Green Team members got one several years ago, and he really liked the tree we got. Let's see here. We're going to be looking for 2 more members to serve on our tree board, which we're going to be developing in the coming weeks and months. They're going to be required to have core training. There's a core training course starting March 1st. It runs through the month of March. It's an online course. You take it at your leisure, and it's only $30. So if anybody in the city is interested in getting trained and serving on the board, they should contact me and I'll give you more information. And we're looking at applying for 2 leafing out grants. They're being offered by the New Jersey Urban Community Forestry Program. One would pay for education for employees and any tree board members that we have. It would pay for them to go to the conference in November and pay for all their the class. And another grant would be a match to the USDA grant that we got, and we would be able to include some of the stuff that we had to cut out because we didn't get the full allotment of funds that we requested. So for those grants are due sometime in April. And that's it.
How about the Peace Program? Did you talk about that?
Yeah, I found a grant that was perfect for that, and we got a few preliminary estimates of the cost. It's a small grant. It would only be like what, $15,000. But that's to so
That's through the AARP, correct?
yes.
Excuse me, Nanette, was that to restore the statue?
Yes,
Yeah, okay, thank you.
that would be cast in bronze,
Oh, okay, wonderful.
so it will be a little sturdier.
Yeah, I'd say.
Regarding the tree committee that we're putting in place, do we have any language in who appoints that tree committee?
Well, council would appoint it. We'd have to pass an ordinance first.
Okay.
It is in the city code.
It's tree commission.
Okay. All right, so how many are you looking for on the board again?
Well, we have 3 people now, myself, Dan, and Professor Dick Colby, that are trained. So I would like 5, so if we get 2 more, that would be great.
And reason behind wanting 5?
Just to have more diversity, if somebody can't make a meeting, you know, 2 people. I think it's a good round.
So, if you are to get 7, 9, 12 people interested on the committee, how will it will be brought back to council for selection?
Well, they'd have to have filled requirements that we're writing up. They have to be core trained to sit on the committee. You have to get through the New Jersey Urban Community Forestry Program. So, like I said, the training program is starting online. March 1st, so if anybody's interested, they could pay the $30, take the online course, and at least have that requirement. They have to be willing to, come to meetings, care about trees. I have a long list of the job description I will share.
Free reps? Okay. All right, thank you. All right, Chief, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So in the last 2 weeks since we last saw everyone, I'll give you some numbers. We have had 1 burglary, 2 fraud reports, 2 simple assaults, 4 thefts, 3 motor vehicle accidents, 2 pedestrian stops, 34 traffic stops. We've had a total of 20 summonses issued, total of 3 arrests, including DUIs. 10 business alarms, 2 residential alarms, 123 crime prevention activities, 3 criminal initiative calls, 1 domestic, 20 EMS calls, 6 firearms ID applications, 19 follow-up investigations, 329 property checks, 5 public service calls. In terms of operations support training and inspections, on February 21st, we had a search warrant training. We are very fortunate to have a very good collaborative relationship with the Loudoun County Prosecutor's Office. I'm not sure if you know this, but Prosecutor Reynolds assigned an assistant prosecutor as a liaison to each law enforcement agency in Loudoun County. We are fortunate enough to have Christy Esposito, who is very knowledgeable, very accessible, and helps us out with anything that we happen to need. So he and one of the detectives from the Dunstan Narcotics Unit came and did a search warrant training for the entire police department. Just to make it a little bit easier, streamlined, so that way any APs that are reviewing our search warrants, we know what they want, and we can make that happen with as few hiccups as possible. We had 3 officers attend the alpha test conversion course. I know last month we talked about that briefly. We are slated to get a new alpha test machine sometime this year, and all the officers who are trained on that have to go through a conversion course. So 3 of them went through that over the last 2 weeks, and others will be going next week. But yeah, let's talk about 200 St. Louis Avenue. On February 10th, there was a rather large gathering of quite a few underage folks at 200 St. Louis Avenue. That has been a house where there's Stockton students residing with fraternity affiliation. There was already 1 excessive use of municipal services summons sent out to all of the tenants and the owner of the property. On that date, there were over 300, on 210, there were over 300 people at the residence. I went up there with some officers. There was 1 arrest actually made, and that prompted me to send information to Stockton. We do have a very good relationship with Stockton in terms of being in communication about any issues that we do have with students here in the town. I took it upon myself to send over to the police department some screenshots of the body worn camera footage that I had on, and they were appalled. It's not a good look for them to have issues like that out in the community, because if they have students representing Stockton, that's not what they want to have as part of their brand, as part of their community. So what happened is that house particularly is on social probation through 9/1/24, which means they may not post any events with alcohol. I urge any residents who, if you do have any concerns or see anything of the sort happening, please do contact us, because we will let Stockton know, and there will be further sanctions. Another house that there were issues with was on the White Horse Pike. That was last weekend. That we seem to have been in guard fairly quickly. But again, anytime you guys see anything, please do call us. We do respond out there. Don't call your elected officials. Not that they don't want to know, but if you call our dispatch center at 625-2700 extension 1, it is logged into our computer system, and then we can use our current ordinances to take action against the property owners and the residents who live there. So that's that. Other news.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yes.
They put up a tarp across the front porch.
Okay.
It runs along the, what is it, the
Arago.
Beethoven, Arago?
Mhm.
Can that come down, or is that code violation, do you know?
I don't know if that's a code violation.
Because it hides the whole front porch and one of the entrances,
Mhm.
which is kind of dangerous. You can't see people coming and go.
Again, I don't know if that's a code violation. That would maybe be something I would ask code. Yeah, this was just, I don't know. So yesterday morning on 2/21, Culver City police officers assisted in search warrants that were executed at 2 separate apartments in the Philadelphia Village apartment complex. Officers from our department have been involved in a months-long investigation that was led by the New Jersey State Police into a drug trafficking network throughout Atlantic County. Results of that investigation and the executed search warrants included arrest of 2 Culver City residents, Raymond Harris Jr. and Messiah Young. A total of 5 subjects were arrested, 4 of whom were charged with various first, second, third, and fourth degree CDS possession and distribution offenses. Additionally, Young was charged with numerous weapons offenses. Weapons seized and for which Young was charged included a Glock 17 9mm handgun and a 6-hour P365 9mm. He was also charged with possession of hollow point ammunition with 2 high-capacity magazines. Drug and paraphernalia seized from the combined search warrants executed included mushrooms, marijuana, crack cocaine, methamphetamine, raw fentanyl, and over 2,000 bags of heroin / fentanyl, as well as various CDS packaging materials and digital scales. So we are doing work. Oftentimes we can't tell you about a lot of this stuff until things happen. I know that's not very much information that was given about what happened yesterday morning. That's because, as with many drug things, there are still ongoing investigations that are tied to it. But I was able to get that information out to you so that you know that we are out there doing what we can. We have very good collaborative relationships with our state partners and federal partners as well, including FBI and DEA. So there's quite a bit of activity going on. I'm very proud of the work that the guys have been doing in addition to the regular patrol activities. But they have been working really hard, doing more than just what they're doing on a daily basis, but really going above and beyond to make sure the residents are safe. So that's all I have. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Jody, you have a CFO report?
Yes, I was just gonna give an update on the cannabis revenue so far. So how it's going to work is they will, our ordinance has it that they pay quarterly. So they'll file their quarterly sales tax return, which has, there's like a breakdown of, we're only getting the 2% on cannabis related sales. So the actual sales tax return that they submit to the state actually has a breakdown of that. So we're getting a copy of that. And then so far we only have one, we have MedLeaf. So they're giving us a copy of their financial report, which matched the sales tax return. So for their first month of December, their sales that's all we've gotten so far, because they only had 1 month of the last quarter. So their sales were about 45,000. So we have received $907 so far. So kind of predicting maybe about 10,000 is kind of like a conservative, I would hope, estimate for what we'll get from them for this year. So once I get some more information, once we get the next quarter's report, I'll give an update, but that's what we have so far.
Okay, anything else?
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions for Jody? Meg, you have anything?
I do not.
Awesome. Angela, you have anything?
Mr. Ritchie, I do not.
Awesome. Ryan, don't destroy it, Ryan.
I just want to thank you to the city and its employees for the kindness, compassion, and consideration you guys have showed me over the last couple of years as just losses I've had. Just want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, Ryan, I can't hear you. This is Kim Hessen.
Can you hear me now?
Now it's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. I was just extending my thank you to the city and its employees for the kindness and compassion you guys have shown me throughout numerous losses in my family over the last several years.
I'm losing you. Thank you.
We'll catch up later.
That's all you have, Ryan?
Yeah, unless anybody has any questions or, I mean, I've been all over this last 2 months.
Yeah, so if we don't have any questions, keep, take it easy on Ryan.
I have a question. I do have a question.
Sure.
Ron, is there anything going on with Weisbeckers at this point?
Yeah, so we bid that project twice. The bids were in excess of the estimate both times. We're now able to begin negotiations with contractors. So we started to reach out to the bidders who participated. We can negotiate with them. If we can't get to where we think we need to be with them, we can reach out to any other party and engage with them to get down to the number we think we should be able to get to. So that's our plan over the next week or two.
How long is each, is there a time for each section of this? Like so long to, I don't know, reach out for the first group?
The negotiation process is not really outlined in state statute that I'm aware of. So it's a pretty informal process. You just sort of have to document that you contacted everybody and how it went, and you can sort of move at your own pace. If you want to be aggressive, you can sort of do that, and that's what we pretty much intended. Or you can, sort of take your time and make sure you get what you want. So
Okay.
we'll figure it out. But yeah, like I said, over the next week or two, we should hopefully be able to sort that out.
And on another note, is there anything else going on with the terrace? I believe it's the 4th or 5th terrace that they were having issues with. Did you get anything worked out with that terrace?
Yeah, so I reached out to the contractor about, the second contractor about the quote, and I had not heard anything and had not had a chance to follow up those last couple of weeks. So I should be able to circle back to that.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anyone else? All right, moving on to 14, we have a motion to approve 7 activities throughout this year. Starting with the Egg Harbor City Maze Landing Rotary Easter Egg Hunt at Rotary Park on March 23rd. EHC EDC Spring Fling on the Avenue June 1st, the Food Truck Festival on the Avenue August 10th, and the Family Fall Festival on the Avenue on October 19th. The Lloyd Winberg Tree Lighting and EHC EDC Winter Bazaar on Philadelphia Avenue on the 7th of December, and then our Christmas parade on the Avenue on December 21st. Can I have a motion to approve all these?
Councilmember G?
Yes.
Just one thing, the spring fling is actually at the lake, not on Philadelphia Avenue.
That will be noted and corrected. Thank you. All right, may I have a motion? Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, moving on to 15, we have a presentation from Neighborhood Preservation Program of 2024 MVP Grant Coordinator, Mrs. Karen Adams.
Hi, guys.
Come on up, behind the podium, on camera.
Very quick. Everybody has a copy of the implementation plan for 2024. We did get DCI approval for the grant and how we have it broken down for this year. I don't have a copy in front of me, unfortunately, but I can go through it real quick. Sorry, I passed them all out. It is a 5-year program. We do have this year and next year left. So we do have 2 years left. The ARP grant will cover the remodeling of the Archway Green. So that money does not have to be allocated out of the NPP funds. However, the NPP funds will cover the construction of the arch. Basic other things, the flowers, the community events, that stuff. We are also starting our storefront project, where we help the business owners remodel the fronts of their stores. We're calling it Advancing the Avenue. Cindy Williams has 3 businesses right now that are underway, and we should be seeing improvements within a month or 2. If there's any questions at all, feel free to ask. In the back of the IP, it breaks down how we have the funds set for this year. We are, one of the other things we want to do is to finish up First Responder Park on the Philadelphia Avenue, Illinois First Pike, we wanna get a memorial, found a memorial over there. The flag did go up. Yeah, we're gonna put some flowers and bushes behind the letters, make a little more approval. Any questions, any concerns? DCA did approve it, but we would like council approval as well.
You need a resolution.
I think we have in the past.
I think so.
Just for your acknowledgements, you acknowledge Councilman Trifle, but you may have wanted to acknowledge Councilman Dash.
Okay.
It's just. Oh, okay.
I know.
Absolutely, thank you.
Want to give her a second to review.
Absolutely.
Everyone have a chance to review it? All right, if there's no more further questions or comments, I'm motion to approve the plan.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Mhm. All right, number 16 is a resolution for budget transfers. Any questions or comments regarding this for Jody? Not, may I have a motion?
Motion.
Second, roll call.
Antonisi, Clark,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Ice,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. 17 is a resolution approving the accumulated absence for now retired Egg Harbor City Sergeant Jennifer Hurley. Any questions or comments?
I have a question.
Sure.
Is this going to be paid out in one lump sum or over several years?
Probably one lump sum, but
yeah.
I'm not the answer for Jody, but we have it set aside in the line item for things like that.
Jody, if I'm not mistaken, they cannot spread it out over years, over several years now, correct?
I'm sorry. What? Explain that. Ask me. I missed
As
it.
far as the payout for Sergeant Hurley,
Oh,
Councilwoman Galloway asked if it was a one lump sum payout or over several years.
this is just a lump sum. We have very rarely in the past, if someone requested, we paid it out over time, but typically it gets paid out as one lump sum.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, motion,
Make that motion.
second, roll call please.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Ice,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. Resolution to authorize Triad Associates to provide professional services for the CDBG-CB, Small Cities Grant Business Administration Program. Any questions or comments?
Question.
Sure.
What is this?
This is, I understand that the grant that we got through the county that we found out,
It's something we just found out.
we just found out we got it. Jody, you want to speak on it?
Yeah, the Triad is administering this small cities grant. We had applied back, I think it was 2020 or 2021, for some COVID funding. We applied for two different programs. One is to do some HVAC work at the senior center, bless you. And one is to administer a small business administrative assistance program. Sorry, I can't get that out. So Triad called like 2 weeks ago to get a status update on the grants. I'm like, no one told us we even got the grants. So we are trying to quickly catch up, and Triad has some experience with this. And by the way, we're not the only municipality that said the same thing when they found out their county chair. So anyway, they're going to administer this small business program. Their fees will be paid through the grant as well.
Okay, so this is like the COVID money that was given out to businesses back in.
Yes, businesses will apply through Triad, showing that they had some kind of financial, I'm not very versed in what they'll need to provide, and that's obviously why we're having Triad. But there's different kinds of forms and information that the businesses will have to provide, and then there will be assistance to them.
Thanks, Jody. Jody, this was brought up at the last meeting, wasn't it? Or the meeting prior?
I think we might have mentioned it. We found out the day before the last meeting, maybe. We had just found
Okay.
out. So, and then hopefully the county, or I'm sorry, the nutrition center, working on getting some quotes. So hopefully, we actually got a quote through the direct install program, which almost matches our grant funding completely. So once I get the other prices from the private co-ops that we are part of, that I requested, we can make a decision on that. But looks like that will be able to be completed, at least through the direct install, if nothing else.
All right. Any other questions regarding? If not, may I have a motion? Second. Roll call, please.
Antonisi? Yes. Clark? Yes. Galloway? Yes. Heist? Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. 19 is a resolution authorizing agreement for the USDA Forest Service Urban and Community Forestry Grant. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Roll call, please.
Antonisi? Yes. Clark? Yes. Galloway? Yes. Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. 20 is a resolution authorizing the public fireworks display at the lake on the 13th of July, 2024. May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Antonisi? Yes. Clark? Yes. Galloway? Yes. Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. 21 is a resolution sustainable land use pledge. If somebody would like to give a little bit more detail on it, please, it would be appreciated.
I'll talk unless you want to, Nanette. We had done this pledge back, I think, in 20 or 21. Basically just lists of different things. It doesn't really commit you to anything. It's basically just council committing or pledging that they're gonna, work towards environmental and more sustainable actions. It expired, so we're just reaffirming that pledge. That way we can add it to our certification application for Sustainable Jersey.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments? Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second? All in favor of it?
Aye.
22 is a resolution reaffirming the Sustainable Green Team. Any questions or comments regarding? May I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
23 is a resolution authorizing the city of Egg Harbor to enter into cooperative pricing agreement with New Jersey Edge.net Incorporated, Edgewater Cooperative Pricing System. Are there any questions or comments regarding? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Antonisi? Yes. Clark? Yes. Galloway? Yes. Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. 24 is a resolution authorizing the award of a contract for the installation of tennis and pickleball courts through a cooperative agreement with New Jersey Edge.net Incorporated, Edgewater Cooperative Pricing System. Any questions or comments?
Quick question, so the grant that we're doing is already, we already applied for that grant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do they have like a decision date? Okay.
Right now it's 2/26.
Okay.
So you don't have a function.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, I have a motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Antonisi? Yes. Clark?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. 25 is a resolution to refund the property first quarter taxes due to 100% disabled veteran status. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Antonisi? Yes. Clark?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. 26 resolution to refund street opening permit 400 Buffalo Avenue. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
What was the street opening for?
Right. 400 Buffalo.
What was the driveway?
No,
It's not 4 weeks, remember?
yeah. Yeah, I think they applied it's just a bond refund, I'm sorry. They completed the work, we have, for all of these, we have a bond that we need to release at the end, for all of them that are private. Once they complete the work, we release the bond. The
What
bond
was
is,
the bond, what was the road opening for?
it was a driveway.
Yeah, that's what I thought, okay.
All right. May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. Resolution, number 27, resolution refund building permit fee source, the Sun Solar Incorporated project canceled in the amount of $424. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
So moved.
Roll call.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. 20 is a resolution to accept the 2024 municipal aerial mosquito control agreement. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
And we come to number 29, which is a public hearing for ordinance 1 of this year, amending the general code of the city of Egg Harbor, chapter 259, and adding an article titled traffic controls for street and highway construction and maintenance. At this time, I have a motion to open public.
Make a motion.
Second.
Second.
All right. Anybody from the public would like to speak on this ordinance? Going once, twice, I have a motion to close public hearing. Second.
Second.
May I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. May I have a motion to advertise the adoption in the Hampton Gazette on February 28th?
Make a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yeah. Mayor, the floor is yours for any final comments.
No, just thank you, Chief, for all your hard work on 400 St. Louis. It really means a lot. It's been a big problem, and it's nice to know that it's getting fixed.
That it?
200, did I say 400? I meant 200, I'm sorry. I'm looking at 400 buffalo. Sorry.
Crazy over that.
Anything else, Mayor? Councilwoman Lopes.
I would say, echo what the chief said, what the mayor said. Thank you, chief, for all your hard work. We do appreciate it. And thank you, Karen, for all your hard work. It's really moving along and it's awesome to see and we really do appreciate it.
Councilman Timbers.
I got a couple of things. On 300 London, near the corner, apparently the street light is out. Also,
Yeah, I can get the phone number, Jackie helps me with recording that too.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna give me the phone number, I can call it in. They do recommend the residents call them, but they keep track of who's calling, but we could do it if you get.
okay, I think the resident said that he did call in,
Sometimes it
but
does
it's,
take a
but it's
while.
still there.
Okay, because if you go on the site where the full recording is, it tells you if it's already been recorded and they're working on it too.
Okay.
Carl, if you give me John, or the phone number, I'll send it to John Barth, and he'll send his team out there to do it.
And there's, on the corner of Arago and London, there's someone spray painted the word, it looks like TONE, right there on the sidewalk. And it's been there for a while. I didn't know if it was for like some type of work order or something, but it's still there.
Arago in London, you're saying?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
in the
know.
asphalt section or on the sidewalk?
That's actually on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a look at it.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Anthony.
Our annual Crusaders football and cheer banquet is coming up March 3rd. So if you haven't bought your tickets yet and you want to attend, please get with one of the board members. We need a count by this Friday to get in. So if there's any last minute people out there that want to have their tickets, we will get those tickets sold so we can have an after.
Come see Pee Wee get their trophies. Councilwoman Hesse.
The only thing that I have to say is by being on Zoom right now, I'm hearing how the new system is working and we definitely have to tweak it quite a bit. Mayor, it's very hard to hear you. It's really hard to hear Ryan still. And when people are standing up at the podium, if they're not speaking directly into the microphone, you can't hear them. It's muffled. So we do have to work on that. That's all I have
It's
to
gonna be a
say.
learning curve. I think people have to realize they have to talk into the microphones.
Yeah. I agree. Maybe we should
So,
I don't know,
I
reiterate
mean, that's the
that.
point of the microphone, you know, to capture. So we have to get people used to the microphones, I think, more. And we can also tweak a little bit, the volume on some of them. Like Joe, you're clear as could be, honestly, because
I
you,
don't need a microphone.
you just project your voice a lot. So, I mean, I can hear most of you. I think some of them need to just be turned up a little bit to capture a little bit louder. But yeah, I think it's just also getting used to talk. I know it's, you know, we're not used to talking into the microphone, so I think it's just getting used to that. And we'll have to kind of figure out where to position the wireless one on the table for the professionals to kind of pick up what's best. So
And-
yeah, it's definitely
and-
something we'll tweak for sure.
And can we possibly turn the podium sideways so that when the person is speaking, I know they want to speak to council, but they also want to, look at the audience as well. So if it's tilted sideways, completely sideways, that they might be able to achieve that and
Yeah,
speak
he's
into the
actually,
microphone?
yeah, sorry not to interrupt you. He's actually tomorrow, he's coming back to work on the camera and he's actually going to install a little gooseneck on the podium. So that way we won't have to bring that one over. And that way it's kind of more down where people are standing to capture their voice a little better. We'll be able to move that wireless mic onto the actual podium.
And the video, he's working on the video as well, you're saying?
Yeah, the camera.
Okay.
Right now, we're just kind of
Okay.
using a temporary camera because the one that he originally installed, just something manufacturing, like when we used it, it wasn't working. So he's replacing it. So we'll have a
Great.
different camera for the next meeting.
Oh, great. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Clark.
Just one quick thing, retailers are still doing their beanies and blankets fundraiser. We're at about 20% of our total. We are looking to extend same, so please keep an eye out on our Facebook page, our Booster Club Facebook page, as well as the Harbor City Facebook page. That's it.
Thank you.
Oh, and thank you, Chief, and the wonderful work that you guys do.
Councilwoman Galloway.
Ditto.
So I got a couple things. Chief, great job, continue to work. Never doubted you, your leadership, your team. You guys are superb, especially with the accomplishments that you have done over the past whatever time frame. Karen, also MVP, great job. So real quick, I want to touch on code because it seems to be the hot topic of this town. I am now the chair of the code committee. I'm a firm believer in giving people what they need to accomplish their jobs and to do it to their best capabilities. With that being said, that will happen. Once they get their needs and not so much their wants, then I personally believe that the job that they are doing will definitely increase. We are also going to be looking to hire a full-time code enforcement officer, probably mid-year this year, June, July, somewhere around there. So I just want to reiterate the fact that our code department, to some people, aren't doing their job when they are out doing their job. It's just they're shorthanded. They don't have the proper tools to actually do the jobs that is needed to follow up and assess penalties and so on and so forth. So I just want to make that loud and clear to everybody. It's a work in progress, and Rome wasn't built overnight. So give us some time. It'll be fixed. I guarantee that. So with that being said, I'd like to open up to the public for any comments.
Wait, isn't there a maximum?
So, I did forget to mention, on Wednesday, the 28th at Lincoln Park from 10 to 12, Bay Harbor City Police Department, in coordination with the Atlantic Prosecutors and Church by the Bay, will be doing a hot food giveaway. The Piccolo Lily has very generously donated 250 meals that we will be giving away. Additionally, there will be other resources there, by the way, offering some winter coats, as well as there will be a Narcan van there, not to provide any services or to peddle any, you have to do this in order to get it, but just to provide Narcan to anyone who wants it, so that way they can take it and have it on their persons. So Wednesday the 28th from 10 a.m. till noon at Lincoln Park. That's all, thank you.
Thank you.
Is that short enough, Ricky?
Come on up, Doctor.
Everybody, Mayor, Council, thank you for allowing public comment. Two quick updates and then just a question for Council. The updates are, I don't know if anyone drove past our site today. We are resuming. I know the Mayor presented like 2 months ago. We had a pause after a long delay in Pinelands, kind of caused some issues, and so we're restarting. We met with our architect and others and civil engineering stuff today to restart that project. We'll be bringing it back for the appropriate boards to get everything approved. But the site itself, that is not changing. The building structure will change a little bit. We're bringing that back before. So we are committed to Egg Harbor City. We continue to be. We look forward to someday opening and being here. So the other is just more informational. The one existing cannabis business in town and the others that are proposed and going on, including ourselves. We have a meeting coming up where we've committed amongst ourselves to meeting every month so that we can represent the cannabis well in the town. We want to make sure that we're doing the best for the town and also how we can help the town. Whether it's through the EDC, whether it's through other things, how do we help and make Egg Harbor City a better place? We all, I live right outside of town, but it's my town to me, and how do we make it a better place for all of us? So the last is the question, because the cannabis community is fairly small and everything, was unaware that at the Egg Harbor City Yachts, that we're opening up, or it's been approved for them to have a cultivation there. They're currently interviewing people. I know people going back for their second interviews tomorrow. And they're being told that plants will be in the pots in April at that site. So I was unaware of this and just was clarification if it can be provided.
Ryan, take your answer.
Those are all great questions.
Okay.
We have advised Dr. Traki that he cannot operate two separate businesses in that facility at once. At this point, cannabis cultivation is a permitted use in the zone. If he wants to do that in that building, that's a permitted use and you can do that. But the boat building operation would have to cease. If he wants to do both, there are pathways that he can take to do that, but he hasn't done either of them that I'm aware of at this point. So, if he's going to shut down the boat building operation and completely disassemble and remove all of that and proceed with the cannabis cultivation, he certainly could do that, but
But Ryan, didn't he want to go back to the original agreement, which did allow him to do that?
yeah, we advised him that he would have to amend the redevelopment plan in order to do that. He has not done so.
Isn't there things he had to do to the building in order to start a cannabis facility, ventilation, security?
He has come to the city and secured numerous building permits to make revisions to the building. And you're allowed to revise your building however you want, as long as it meets building code. So he has been making permitted revisions to his facility. But we have advised him numerous times, publicly and in writing, that he cannot just open a cannabis business alongside a boat building business. That will not be permitted without, again, pursuing either use variance or a change to his redevelopment.
So how do we find out what his plan is at this point, being April is less than 45 days away?
Yeah, I mean, he submitted a revised city application.
Now, he submitted a city application, granted him a city license to open cannabis cultivation business with the proviso that he can't have both. So I sent him the first letter, and then I just sent him another letter saying, you can't have both. We haven't heard, he's not advised anything, so we just don't know.
So how do we
stop it before it happens, or we just let it happen and then that looks really bad on us as a city with this happening.
He will not be able to get a license to operate a business in the city. He will not meet the conditions of his cannabis license. He cannot get a mercantile license unless he proves that he shuts one of the two businesses.
Okay, so there is
One at a
a
time.
a stop to this before it progresses to the point where it's happening and we're like, oh crap, it's happening.
Well, I mean, that could certainly happen, and we'll have to shut it down and get control what people do. Right. Want to do things that are not legal, but, you know, he has legal pathways, he just needs to fix.
Thank you. Does that answer your question, sir?
That does, thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody else for public? We put a 3-minute time limit on, starting now.
Well, I cut out that 7 things. So I just want to, the sidewalks got put in. So, what,
Looks really nice.
oh, does it? Hmm. So do you know the ordinance about sidewalks and when the exceptions happen? Sidewalks should be put in and they can get the exception when they lead to a school or some commercial development, recreational facilities, church, or eating establishments, none which are in that area. So sidewalks should have been granted an exception, and relief from, but they weren't, and everybody voted for it, so that's past me. They look stupid, but anyway. So one bad thing and one good thing. Mary, you talked about, the water plant. So I would offer my services up to help get the building on, New Jersey. Yeah. So if you need it, I'll volunteer my service.
And for the cold water plant?
Yeah.
That's everything, sir?
No, I got, I'll call you later.
Anybody else from public? Go once, twice. All right, I have a motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor? Have a good night.